I cannot buy property now. I cannot buy a property now because I'm scared that my wife and I may divorce in the future. This is one of the comments I received under a particular post I made regarding a property. Now, this person had already seen the future of his marriage now. He had already seen the future of his marriage now. And there must be some reasons why this particular person had decided to say this, that he is not ready to buy a property now because he's scared that himself and the wife may divorce in the future. Now, let me quickly chip this in, okay, that one of the best ways to get mortgage in this country, one of the very best ways, to get your own property, and when I say get your own property, I'm talking about mortgage, is if you go into joint purchase. Okay, one of the very best ways. It does not necessarily mean that you cannot buy as a single person. It does not mean that you cannot do it as sole purchase. You understand? But majority of people across board, what they do nowadays is that they go into joint purchase. Now, the joint purchase is very, very important. You understand it very well. Now, it gives lenders, plenty of lenders. As a matter of fact, going into joint purchase, you are prone to plenty of lenders who are willing to borrow you, because the resources from the wife and the resources of the husband put together, or resources of the partners put together, weighs a lot in the presence of the lenders who are willing to borrow you money. And you can even borrow more when you are going into joint purchase. Now, here is the thing. It does not necessarily mean that you, as a single person working and you are making money, you can equally buy a property or you can equally get a mortgage. You understand? Provided you are able to meet the eligibility and affordability. There are lenders that can still borrow you based on that and depend on the price of the property. You understand what I'm saying? Now, should you buy a property based on joint purchase and there is a divorce in the future, it does not necessarily mean you've lost totality on the property. No. If you buy property now, you go into joint purchase now, and maybe, something happened in the future, you're no longer together, there's a divorce, you still have percentage, you still have a share over that property. The equity on that property, you still have a share of it. You understand what I'm trying to say? And alternatively, if you're going into joint purchase as well, and something wants to happen in the future, you can equally speak with the lenders. These are quite simple. It does not necessarily mean that you have to predict the future of your marriage from the presence just because of that. Because a lot of things can be done in this country if there is a unanimous agreement between husband and wife, a unanimous agreement between partners. A lot of things can be done. Not just buying property or getting mortgage. You can do exploit if you have understanding. You understand? So I, for one, will not want to say, okay, because you think there's going to be a divorce in the future, don't go into X, Y, Z. It kind of limits you in a way, because what is the point being in that marriage in the first place? If you know that you're going to divorce yourselves in the future, why don't you just make sure you do it now so that you can have a free mind and you can continue your life? Because predicting the future of your marriage now is not really, I don't understand. It doesn't really make sense. See, everybody is entitled to their opinion as to the reason why they don't want to do or why they want to do some things. It is completely up to them. But I just thought, let me chip this in so that we can both, have this particular understanding that there are some things that, regardless of whether you are divorced or not, you still have, because lenders are seeing you as business partners, and any profit that is coming from a particular business belong to the shareholders. That's the way these things work. What do you think, guys? Leave it in the comment section.